Good morning, RJ Baxter here with your tip of the week. This week, I want to talk about this crazy market that's going on, the coronavirus and the emergency Fed rate cut that literally just happened right before I recorded this video. So I want to talk about what effect Fed rate cuts have on the markets and on mortgage rates. So first, let's get into what's happening with the market. So as most of you are probably aware, the stock market literally tanked last week. It went down the most in 1 week since the 2008 housing crisis. So a very startling downturn. However, yesterday it went up 1,300 points. So this is a very volatile market we're seeing right now. And a lot of this is driven by fear of this coronavirus incident that's happening. And the reason why, if you think about it logically, just on a person-to-person, household-to-household basis, there's fear in the economy. Whether or not it's happening yet, we will see. But there's fear in the economy that this is going to lead to less people traveling, especially heading into the summer season, less people going out, let's say, just on a weekend evening for a date and spending money in restaurants and at movie theaters. Instead, there's fear that people are going to stay inside more, kind of like what happened in China. And we're seeing data come out of China that's extremely troubling. Manufacturing data coming out extremely weak, very, very low numbers. And it's just pointing to the fact that perception can lead to reality with the economy, with what happens with the economy. And if there's fear out there, the economy tends to not do very well because people retract. So this is what's happening right now. We'll see how this plays out over the next couple months. But the way this is affecting mortgage rates is mortgage rates dropped last week to the lowest that we've seen in history, the lowest rates we've seen in history. So if you haven't already gotten with your mortgage professional to talk about your options with refinancing or buying a home, now is the time to do it. If you're looking to buy a home, your payment's going to be even lower than what you were expecting before, which means the home you're looking for is going to be more affordable. And if you're refinancing, there's just more and more options out there to get a lower payment, to pull cash out, to pay off other high interest debt. So those kinds of things are happening. So let's talk about the Fed rate cut real quick. And I've talked about this before, but a Fed rate cut does not directly lead to lower mortgage rates. So the rate cut happened literally 10 minutes ago. It doesn't mean that mortgage rates are instantly lower. The Fed, when they cut rates, they're cutting the short-term interest rate, the interest rate that banks use to lend money to each other overnight. The interbank offered rate is what they're actually influencing. And this is a very short-term interest rate. So this doesn't have a direct correlation with a longer-term bond, like a 30-year fixed mortgage bond, which is a long-term security instrument. However, what this signals to the economy on this particular cut is that the Fed is worried. They didn't have their regular meeting today. This is an emergency rate cut, and it's a big one, a half a point, 50 basis points. This is a big cut in the scheme of things, and the fact that they did it outside of a meeting says a lot to what they're seeing in the economy, and that there's some concern on their part as to what's happening. So this is a signal to the market that the Fed is worried, and this can have a further effect on bonds where people do what we call flight to safety and put their money into safe investments like mortgage bonds, which leads to lower rates. So we'll see how this plays out over the next couple days. At the moment, rates are not lower, but we subscribe to a service that tracks these things. I'm looking at it right now, and they give us market forecasts and advice on what's happening with the market. Mortgage bonds are doing very well right at the moment, but we'll see what happens as this plays out over the next couple of days. So once again, my name is RJ Baxter. Give me a call if you'd like to look at your situation or have any questions on this. And you guys have a great rest of the day. I appreciate you.